We are back here today. We have two Seekers, Starscream, and I don't actually know this one's name. It's another kind of lesser known named character, because I know for a fact it's not either of the two better known named ones, because that's like Thundercracker and someone else. I don't actually remember its name right now. But they also have that same thing that Soundwave has. Oops. This is the thing that was wrong with my Starscream. They have the same thing that Soundwave does, where their eyes light up. You can see it there. And same with this one. Eyes light up. But they also come with minicons, and actually, because both of these characters are so damaged, Starscream has this one's gun because his other one, the handle, like split itself in half for absolutely no reason, and on this one its handle just came clean off of the gun, and I don't know why. But they have minicons, so that become their own weapons, which is good. And I know one of the names of these minicons, but I don't remember which one it is. One of them is like Heartache, I think. And then there's also these two that are kind of like just plain siblings. And they make a saber, like a Seeker saber, I guess. But the fun thing with these two is that they have a little pin on their gun bit right there, which means that you can actually pop it off and give it to them to hold. Kind of the same way that Megatron's holding his gun. So they can kind of just hold them and have their own weapon to attack with, which I really like. I think it's nice and cool. But that's the minicons done. Well, these two. I'll show you the alt forms of these two because you already saw their saber forms, but they also have jet forms. This one was basically already seen while it was in the saber form because it doesn't change at all. So it's kind of just this cool jet. I like the design on this. I think it's pretty neat. Then there's this one, where it's a little bit more complex to transform him. But it's still worth it, because it's also a pretty cool jet. So let's get right into Starscream. Now, because this one's broken, it actually kind of makes it easier for me to transform if I just take that off and these off. So we'll come back to them later. So push his head down. It's not supposed to pop off, but it can just tab right back in. Tab him down, open up the arm, fist in, arm up. Now, I'm pretty sure in the show, it's this arm that Jetfire cuts off in the first episode, and then threatens to do it again when Starscream gets it fixed later on in the same episode. And then after Megatron figures out that Jetfire's a traitor, he gives Starscream the role of commander of the Seekers, even though in a previous episode when he's speaking with Jetfire, he calls Starscream a weapon, and then Jetfire calls Starscream more of a tool, which I wouldn't say is entirely inaccurate, but Starscream is a little too ambitious for his own good. Leads him to getting in a lot of fights with Megatron, especially in this series, where he kind of goes crazy after betraying Megatron in Kingdom, and then like trying to steal stuff from Megatron, figuring out Unicron's plan, trying to tell people, but then not getting listened to. But I also think he has one of the best lines in Kingdom when he faces off against Megatron, because Megatron's holding him against, like, above a giant volcano and is about to throw him in, before Starscream shouts that he can fly, kicks Megatron in the chest, and transforms and just flies off. So I thought that was a really cool part of this series that I liked. I've loved this series for a couple years now. It's probably one of my more enjoyed Transformers shows that I'll watch, because I just enjoy it so much, and this is the series that I have the most figures of, because I have some of the Bayverse figures, and actually those are the figures that I'm going to switch to doing videos on after we are done with these guys, because there's not many left, because I'm going to do all of the Maximals / Predacons that I have in the next video, and then after that there's just a couple that aren't from Kingdom, like that aren't from the War for Cybertron trilogy, but I also don't know where they're actually from, because there's Snapdragon, and then one that's kind of just a Decepticon tank that I think is from this series, but he's kind of like a weapon former where he can come apart to become different weapons. But anyway, that's the Seekers and their minicons. And that is also the end of this video. See y'all next time.